Mm-hmm. Salute, Melee. Salute, Nate. What's going on with y'all, fellas? Yeah, I see the title, right? Now, the title tonight is Recognizing Domestic Violence with Men by Women. You like the cigar show. I was sitting here phasing off, about to pass out, until Melee said, let's go to J. Quill because Melee, man, I was about to go to sleep, bro. I forgot all about this, man. I was about to take my ass to sleep, man. We're going to start this like this, man. If y'all want to come up, come on up, brothers. It's a conversation that we need to have in the community and need to have amongst men. You know, I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, Asian. It's a conversation that need to be had. What's going on, Lil Dow? What's going on, bro? We get the cigar lighter right here. Salute, Kenyon. Salute, Naeem. Salute, brother. I got enough room for everybody else who want to come up here and jump on the line. What's going on, Nate?
What's going on, Quill, man? Salute, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, too, man.
Now, you see what's going on tonight, right? Now, it's a conversation, Nate, that I think we all should have amongst men. It don't matter if you're black, white, Spanish, Chinese, whatever, your race, your creed. It happens a lot to men that a lot of men is afraid to talk about it. What's going on, Shabriak? A lot of men are afraid to talk about it because if you talk about it, you either look like a simp, you look weak, you look less than a man, you look like a non-aggressive man. And a lot of shit goes on with, though. I'm going to tell you a story, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's going on, Keon? What's going on, bro? Now, what I'm about to say is this, right? Now, I used to deal with a young lady, right? Now, we went through a lot, right? Now, I used to always wonder why we was always beefing, why she was always angry, why she was already on the defensive, right? So later on, she told me that the reason why I took me through so much because I was raised in a household, my mother and my father. Being that I was raised like that, what's going on, Denise Bird? What's going on, Fat True? Being that I was raised with that, I seen my father terrorize my mother for putting his hands on her, being abusive, verbally, mentally, drugs and alcohol. So she felt as though growing up, she had to take that defense mechanism and take it inside and put that on every man she got with. So at the end of the day, I had to get that. So when she asked me today, how you feel about that? She told me, I said, well, if you'd have told me this shit 10 years ago, I would have known how to navigate. I would have known how to work through this with you. But since you never said nothing, now you're telling me now, then how am I supposed to look at you? And a lot of women will say, I never had my father in my life. Now, that's a damn lie. Because your father could be in your life, but if you see how your father or your mother, like your father treated your mother and your mother treated your father, a lot of women tend to take that with them and bring that in the relationship. So as a man, if you question that, a lot of women get very aggressive. So that's why a lot of women, I think, use that word, I'm a strong woman or I'm a alpha woman. Never heard no shit like that before. Because that word alpha, to me, is to control the narrative when you get into a relationship with a man and try to use that shit on life. So now when you start putting that same anger out, you got men that's afraid or that's in a relationship with women that's so afraid of just trying to say, well, I think we need to go get help, or I think you need help. But when she gets so aggressive and so battered and start putting her hands on the man, and you, that man, said, I don't hit women, before you know it, you don't take one to the dome. Now she's sitting in prison, you dead. Because if you talk, say like you go to you talk to family member, you go, well, I got this little lady I'm dealing with, she putting her hands on me, her mental, verbally. You know what they say to you? Man up. Stop acting weak. Don't be stalled. That's how she love you. She love hard. Don't nobody love you hard with hate, bro. Don't nobody love you with physical damage by putting their hands on you and then getting in the street verbally and dragging you. Because then when you retaliate back, you look less than a man. But when you see yourself as either in the grave or in the hospital sitting in jail, she move on. She take that same battered attitude to the next man. And it keeps going until one day it's going to have to stop. When does it stop?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you hit it on the nail, man, because, you know, it's I've always felt any type of domestic violence on either end is it's not cool, because at the end of the day, God put men and women here for a reason. I grant it, everybody is supposed to be paired up with a quote unquote significant other or whatever, but it's up to you to choose the relationships. It's up to you to make that choice if you really want to settle with somebody or not. And then it's some people that, you know, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, there are some people out there that do, and this is how they end up getting in those type of situations. Like, you trying to fix something, or you trying to be with somebody that obviously y'all not compatible, and you know, if she's toxic and you're not, that's a cure for disaster right there. Like, that's a whole thing for disaster, because it could go either way, man. I mean, even if a guy don't say nothing, like if that's a situation, the guy getting beat up by the girl or getting physically abused, he might not go say nothing. And eventually, if it's getting to that point where he's getting dragged in the streets too, he's either gonna do two things too. He's either gonna snap. He might snap and kill himself. You know, and it's a sad thing, because at the end of the day, we shouldn't be putting our hands on each other. If anything, we supposed to be uniting against the people that's trying to, you know, harm us, if anything. So it makes no sense for me to put my hands on you when, you know, you just gotta think about it. You do have mothers, you do have aunts, you do have grandmothers, you know, nieces, nephews, you know, like, you shouldn't just be putting your hands, period, man. Like, it should have never got that far, period.
Hey, Kenyon, turn that music down, bro. Kenyon, cut the music off, man. The music, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell him to turn it down. He don't want to turn it down.
Well, that's going to flag you, man. Yeah, mute it, bro.
Yeah. I'm going to mute that.
All right, so my thing is this, man. Now, I got a few talking points, right? Now, one of the talking points is verbally abuse. Now, verbally abuse, far as a woman talking to a man. Now, verbally abuse can be worse than mental. It can be worse than physical. Yeah. Because a lot of women like to come out their mouth and say some real vulgar shit to a man, right? Knowing that at the end of the day, if you wasn't raised like that, to go back and forth with a female, if you wasn't raised like that, what's going to happen is she's going to use the verbal to tear you down and weaken you. A lot of men go through this. That's why it seems like it's hard for, let's say like you're going through it, right, with your woman. And I'm calling you Nate, and I'm telling you, Nate, yo, Nate, I'm going through this with this girl. And you telling me, well, J. Quill, you a big guy, she's a small woman. Or whatever. I think she's harmless, but I'll keep telling you that at the end of the day, the verbal part mentally is draining a brother, but I'm trying to explain to you, and all you could do is tell me, man, suck it up, go home, man. Don't even worry about that, J. Quill. You have to really listen to the red flags when it comes down to in a relationship, dealing with a person that came from a relationship that was already stressful for her. Because when you get into a relationship, you always ask that person, let's put it on the table. We're gonna put everything on the table. Tell me your flaws, tell me your faults, tell me your demons. See, they're not gonna tell you everything. They're gonna tell you enough to get you by because they want to be with you at that moment. What you think about that?
Yeah. See, honestly, I feel that defeats the purpose because I thought the whole purpose of
Ooh,
you getting
Tazo.
up with somebody.
Hey, what's up, brothers?
I'm saying I thought the whole purpose of you getting up with somebody. Salute, Tazo. I
Shalom,
thought the
bro.
whole purpose of you finding your significant other is y'all supposed to be on an equal footing, or as far as on the mind level. You know, when I move, you move. If we ride together, we ride together. But I honestly feel like if you're not gonna be in for the long haul, and if you really not trying to go forward with that type of person, then you got to keep it pushing, man. But a lot of times you got to read the red flags too, man. I mean, honestly, if it's a situation like that, and I know my man is probably going through it like that, like, yo, you know what, bro? You know, on the all honesty level, you just gotta let her know what it is, man. And if y'all can't come to some sort of meeting grounds, then you know where to go from there, man. But some people are stuck too because some people are kind of weak minded, man. Like that's that. I don't want to let her go. But if you know this person is toxic, why are you still trying to, it
Man,
defeats the
I
purpose,
tell
man.
you what, Nate, man, the toxic women, bro, they be some of the best, man. I'm
So,
talking about toxic women got the best poom poom.
but see, Tazo, check it out.
Let's be honest. There's a
Let's
reason
check
why
it
they
out.
toxic.
And being honest, I get that. But think about this though. To be in a verbally abusive relationship, to stick around because she got some good pussy. Excuse my language. They stick around for that. Then once after the sex is done, what conversation do you have after that?
Well, that's a good
There is.
question, Will. That's a good question. But it's like, I'm not saying all women that's toxic is this good for good pussy, because she might be more than just good pussy. She might be good for a good laugh, good cuddle. You know what I'm saying? All of that, good time out. Because just because she toxic, to me, when a woman is toxic, she pretty much she is she has a lot of anxiety. You know what I'm saying? She's paranoid. She's mentally just disturbed.
But
So
Taz,
it
I
doesn't
don't
mean just because she toxic doesn't mean she ain't worthy of sticking around.
nah, but see what I'm saying is this, Tazo. There's a reason why she's toxic. Now you have to dig into her background to see because if she toxic now,
Mm-hmm.
after a year later, all the good sex done ran out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're gonna have to start dealing with the mental part of it, bro.
Right.
Because when it run out, all that's left is the mental part. That's what
Mm.
I'm trying to get to tonight. Because a lot of women, you have to dig in their background. Like women
Mm.
want to know, women want to like Taz. They say, well, Tazo, put it all on the table, Tazo. Let me know about the last girl you've been with.
Mm-hmm.
So now you putting it out, I'm a good man. She was this, she was that, she was that. A lot of women will sit back and absorb that energy because they're going to do what she didn't do for you, but she not letting you get into her past,
Mm.
her
Right.
last relationship.
That's
She
right.
gonna hold that back because she want to know everything about
Oh,
you.
you. That's a fact, Quill. And
Mm-hmm.
I listen,
Yeah.
man, because the girl I'm dealing with, man, it's the same situation, man. I came in telling her everything about me, my past, why we broke up. And guess what? She wouldn't tell me nothing about hers. You know what I'm saying? The girl, man, she toxic, bro. Very much toxic, but it's like the pussy so good, the sex so good, bro. I've never had pussy so good in my life. So she used that against
But
me.
see that
You know what I'm
I'm gonna
saying? The
tell you this
sex so
right now,
good. We fuck
Tazo.
like porn stars, bro. You see what I'm saying? So like when it come down to like wanting to break up, we both be like, can we fuck one last time? Can we fuck? Every time we ready to just end it all, we both be like, hey, I miss fucking. and it's like, damn, I want to get rid of your ass so bad. She feel the same
But
way.
see, but after that, but
It
after
goes
that,
downhill.
you never really fix the problem why she's toxic. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Now,
you just
I just want to put that disclaimer out there. We not up here bashing women. This ain't about bashing women or tearing women down. This about
exactly.
No,
finding
this
a
is toxic
problem.
when we talking about.
Mm-hmm. So Tazo, I got 7 talking points, right? Number 1, verbally abusive. How you feel about that?
But from women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, personally, me, I've been through it, but I've caused the verbal abuse. You know what I'm saying? I got to be honest with you. I'm not gonna put it all on her. Like she just, a lot of stuff, man. Like a dude like me, I would say I'm toxic too. If we're gonna be honest,
Yeah.
I'm toxic. So I can cause a toxic woman to be even more toxic. So we got to ask ourselves that question too. What are we doing to cause this woman to be toxic or verbally abusive against us or to us, right? So you got to ask yourself, okay, am I helping the situation or am I hurting the situation? Then if you just being you and you a good guy, you walk in a straight line and she's still being verbally abusive, then you got to ask her, why are you like this?
Where
Who
it
made
starts
you this
from?
way?
What do it stems from?
Right. To me, it stems from experience. A lot of the times, maybe that's all she ever knew how to talk to a man was to talk to him like shit. You know what I'm
But
saying? She never met a man that required you to talk with some sense. Hey, let's sit down and discuss our problems. Like,
see,
right?
that also comes from her upbringing too, bro. You
Yeah,
can't
that's true too.
you can't skip past that.
Right.
Because a lot of shit starts at home, bro.
Yeah. A lot of women haven't been taught how to be submissive to a man because they ghetto ass mother or they ghetto ass sisters always was the ones around them being hot trash, ghetto trash. And they meet a man like Quill, meet a man like Nate. I wouldn't even put myself in that category because I still got a lot of growing up to do. But they meet men like y'all, and they can't come talk to y'all in any kind of way. They can't come, y'all demand a certain amount of respect. Cause y'all earned that. You see what I'm saying? Then they wonder why they can't find a man like Quill, a man like Nate. Every time they find a man like y'all, even in y'all presence, y'all like, man, I ain't dealing with a chick like that. You know what I'm saying? And then they be screaming, "Oh, I can't find a good." No, you can find a good man. You just gotta change yourself. Cause a good man, he gonna see that you ain't worth the time of day just by being in your presence. He gonna just look at you and be like, "Oh yeah, she used to hood book ass niggas." Like me personally, bro. Yeah, I'm from the hood, but I do not mess with hood chicks. I don't mess with hood chicks. I
So
want
man,
I want fucking suburban ass chicks or chicks that has nothing to do with the street life. You can like hip hop, but if you been with dudes that been in jail, I don't want to deal with you. I want to deal with chicks that has
Yo,
goals. They want to get married. You feel what I'm saying? I like to travel.
so Tazo,
What's good, man?
how do you handle verbally abuse when it comes from a woman?
To be honest, that's a good question, Quill. A lot of time I laugh it off, man. I'm like, yo, come on, really? I laugh it off, man. I'm not really good at arguing, man. Like, I don't do that, bro. Especially with a woman, I don't argue with a woman, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'll just laugh it off and I'll be like, look, bro, are you done? Are you done? Tell me when you want to talk. Let me know when you want to talk. I'm not arguing with you. You know what I'm saying? And if it continues, then I won't be around you. You know what I'm saying? I won't be around you. But I'm not gonna sit there and argue with you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm
All
not
right.
gonna do that.
So Nate, how you feel about that, Nate? How you handle verbal abuse from a
man,
woman?
I've never been in that situation. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with both of you brothers. I've never been in that type of situation because I normally stand my ground in any relationship I've been in. Listen, I don't let no woman dictate to me nothing, and not saying it to be on some, like, oh yeah, no.
Let
I
me give me a
just
drink, man. Y'all talking good now.
I feel like this is my situation. If I'm supposed to be with you, I'm supposed to be your man. I'm supposed to be your king. A king is supposed to fucking hold his throne regardless, man. I never came with that. You're just going to tell me or dictate my life. No, because if I decide I want to up and leave, it's not hard for me to say, yo, I see the doorway. Have a nice life. I mean, I'm an old school cat in a young body, if you want to be technical, man. I've always believed that if you're gonna be trying to pursue somebody, y'all both got to be on the same foot, and y'all both got to be on the same page with certain things. Because if I'm on this page and you're on the back pages, now you're lost, you know. And some people, I'm not gonna hold you for. Some of these women only get toxic because if they've had one previous bad relationship that just threw them off, now it's like everything is out of whack with them. Because I've seen some people that have come from a decent home bringing in all of that, but they got with the wrong people, and then look, stress, aggravation, fight. Some of these people don't even look the same no more because you got to look at it. Especially when there's kids involved too, you got to look at it. Your body is going through everything, man. So I never really had to go through that.
Let me
If
tell you.
anytime I felt I wasn't in a situation that I didn't have to be in, I'm out of here. I'm not, but at the end of the day, I'm supposed to be focusing on my happiness too, as well. I
Let me tell
can't
you.
make everybody else happy if I'm not happy.
Let me tell you
But
something,
that's
right?
how the game goes.
You got verbal abuse and you got non-verbal. What I mean by non-verbal, I've been in relationships where females won't say a damn thing to you. That you could live in the same household, won't say nothing. You could be around each other, won't say nothing. Just that quietness, right? That
Yeah,
quietness can tell man to have you go nuts, bro. Because what you don't hear and what you don't see is when they go around their family members putting your business out there. So later on, you got to hear what the hell you doing, but you not hearing it from the person you living with. That could tear down a relationship also.
no, I know that for a fact. But then also, then if it comes to a line where you feel like there's something going on, but you're always supposed to be communicating. I don't care how nonverbal you claim to be. You still got to talk about something during the date. And even if you feel like you're doing something wrong, you as a person should already, even if you feel you're not doing nothing wrong, sometimes you still got to fall back, observe the situation, and just assess things, man. Because it could be the simplest things, even outside interference could, you know, tear down a relationship. Just the simplest thing said could tear down a relationship, make somebody feel some type of way. So it's like if you're not in the long haul with somebody to be in the long haul, you might as well just stay on the single field until you know you're ready to make that commitment to somebody. Because I feel when you're in a relationship with somebody, y'all got to give each other y'all all regardless, man.
All
There's
right.
no need for me to. That's just like if we get. That's just like if me and the lady get married. We supposed to. It shouldn't be no. Once you put a ring on and once y'all married under God's eyes, there should be no more secrets and none of that stuff going on. Period. So if
Well,
y'all didn't bring everything to the forefront before time, um, there's no need for it. I mean, honestly, there's no need for no type of non-verbal or verbal abuse at the end of the day. If you not fit or built to be in a relationship, you might as well just stay single until you know you're ready for that. Period.
all right. I got another one. Right. Got a couple of them.
I'm back, fellas.
All right. I got a couple of them. Jealousy.
That's the worst.
Jealousy, bro.
Man, Quill, bro. I've dealt with such a jealous woman, bro. Man, it's that's toxic, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Toxic,
it's
Quill,
definitely
bro.
is
Man, I done had it so bad,
because they
Quill.
become stalkers.
They become, bro. It's bro. Hey, Quill, Nate. Man, I done had it so bad, man. Like I pick up my phone to check the time. My girl, like, who you texting? Who is that? I said, I'm checking the time. What are you talking about? We go into the club one night. We get out the car. Why you not holding my hand while we walk into the club? We get in the club. Why the fuck you eyeing that bitch? I saw y'all making eye contact. Y'all smiling at each other. So it becomes so toxic that you can't even enjoy a night, just a simple night out, because the jealousy is so bad.
Yeah, but that's insecurities from past relationships. See, there's almost to a degree what Quill said. If you was in a, if you could be in a bad relationship with somebody, and some of that what happened from that past relationship, they bring it into the following relationship. Hence why I said, if you know you're not fully mentally capable of being ready for another relationship with somebody else, and trying to take that chance, stay clear of everything, man, because you bringing that same toxic energy that was in the last thing to something new, and then you're gonna, you 9 out of 10, you threw the person to somebody else's on because now you don't know how to, play your position, play your part, man. Like
And
some
Nate,
dude is not. Yeah, go ahead.
and that's where we at with. I told Short, like, listen, because when she broke up with her, when her and her husband split, me and her jumped right into our relationship, just like me. Cause it's crazy how it went. Me and her, and me and my girl and her husband broke up literally like in the same month. So we jumped in our relationship, boom, like that, right? So I
Yeah,
told Shorty, like, yo, you need time. You ain't never hear from your relationship. She told me the same thing. You ain't never hear from your relationship. You need time, Shorty. You got to get your mental together. You're going to drive yourself nuts, and you're going to drive me nuts. Go get your shit together, yo. Go get your mental together. You see what I'm saying?
About to
Because
King, salute, brother.
some people need that time to
Had to
heal,
salute,
bro.
brother.
yeah.
Okay, I
Nah,
got
that's the
you.
fact. That's a whole fact though, because you can't you can't consider yourself, like I just said, you can't make yourself, or you can't make others around you happy if you're not happy. The
Right,
main thing you're
right.
supposed to focus on is yourself to a degree.
You
So
know
that's
what?
on both ends for men and women.
You know
If
what,
you know you've
jealousy?
been in something bad, let me leave it alone for a minute until it's time for me to, make that move again.
Because here's like this too, right? Jealousy can also come from your career decision moves, right? Now,
Right.
you
Yeah.
telling your woman, okay, you got my back. I want to shift changes here. Even though I'm making decent money here, I'm gonna make moves. So I'm gonna need to up my level up at the job or go to school, take some more courses, or I might want to become a fireman. I might become a police officer, correction officer. I might want to say, you know what? Forget this job I'm making $35 an hour and go start a small business. It's going to struggle in the first 2 years, but we're going to be all right. And they
Mm-hmm.
turn around and tell you, oh, you trying to leave me?
Mm-hmm.
That's it
Yeah.
happens to a lot of us, man. And then what it is though, what we would do, we would see the jealousy, and we would see them that they're not backing us. Then all of a sudden, now you don't take that career move. You stay where you at. 2 years from now, now y'all gonna be back arguing about that because I ain't put a gun in your head. I didn't tell you not to do this. You should have did this shit then.
Right. And a lot of people don't realize, like, women, and I hate to say this, and it's both ways. So don't, when I say this, don't think I'm being sexist, but it's both ways. But women can be jealous of men just as much as men can be jealous of women. People
Exactly.
think it's only in the same sex. No, because I've dealt with it myself. Where
Yeah.
your woman might not, like, you might get a position, a promotion at your job, or a better job, like Quill said, and she won't be all the way happy for you
Yeah.
because she not all the way happy. No one likes to see somebody that they with or around keep elevating in life and they keep standing in the same spot. That's why you got to be careful who you
Yeah,
messing
it
with.
becomes a little jealousy pattern. It also becomes a little envious too, because now it's like, well, what I gotta do to get you, like how high they get. But see, some people fail to realize everybody has their time in life where they're gonna be on top of the hill. So it's like you gotta be patient. It's like if you don't have patience in life, you're not gonna make it far, man, because it's like now you're getting upset. You feeling some type of way. Now here comes I gotta blame this one. I gotta blame this one. No, sometimes you just have to fall back, be humble, be patient. If when it's your time to go, I mean, as far as it's your time to go on top of this stage of yours, you know where you at now. And sometimes you need that time to be mentally and capable. You gotta be mentally capable of holding down everything when you do get to that position now. okay, I done got the position at my job. Now I know what's required of me. I gotta just hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's it. I gotta hold it down regardless to what. And if I can't even do that on a sane level, it defeats the purpose. Now I'm going back to square one.
And check it out, Nate. Your girl tell you, right? Yeah, babe, I just finished my. Or she might even say that. She might say, yeah, babe, I'm getting ready to take a course on eyelashes. You would be in her corner. Yeah, babe, do that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I support you. You know what I'm saying? You need to get you an Instagram page started. You know what I'm saying? You get you a couple dolls to work on, and yo, that's a good investment. You know, make sure you start investing in eyelashes. You know, you might be in her corner. Boom, yo, babe, yo, I'm with you. I want you to win. You tell her, like Quill said, hey, I'm gonna leave my job and I'm gonna go and buy my own truck. And I'm gonna be on the road, you know, working for myself. You would get, oh, that's good, babe. What a love at? That's it. Like, I need where my support at? Where my, you feel me? Because she don't really.
And see that, like I said, sometimes that.
All right, go ahead, bro.
I got it's two of the same, right? One is takeaways, and one is control of your spending money. Now, takeaways could be where y'all get into a situation, right? And you don't like how things going, right? So you would say, okay, now we're gonna start a joint account together. So now I'm gonna come home, I'll put all of my money in that account right there. I'm gonna keep myself an allowance because I want you to stay home. You work. I'm always working. I'm not really good with paying bills, so I'm allowing you to pay all the bills in the house. So now, come next month and the following month, your mortgage behind, your insurance behind, your car note behind. Everything is behind financially, and you getting the bills down. You saying, hold up. Well, how the hell is he about to get evicted from our property when you get the money? You see, because what it is, if you don't sit down with your woman and you know that before, it's kind of like this. What I'm trying to say is, if you're dealing with the woman for 2 years and you know she's not good with management money, but you sit around and you let her handle the money,
that's on you.
Now the takeaways come where you like, yo, but why are we getting put out when you control the finances? Where we gonna go from here?
Most women are good with money though,
but most not.
But some of them are bad with spending.
You know why? Because if they from a household that wasn't good with money, and they mother, their father never really taught them that. So all they knew was that coming up, I gotta get the latest things. I gotta spend.
Yep.
So now when it gets to you, and you got a woman, every time you turn around, you got Amazon boxes coming through the door. You got UPS coming through the door.
Right.
So now you sitting there like, yo, okay, you buying all this shit, but why the bills ain't paid?
Right.
Why the credit card is suspended? Now you got to go work harder to play catch up. Now since you ain't home, then the jealousy factor kicks back in because now you doing something because they screwed up the finance.
That's on you too, though, quick, because you got to also monitor.
Mm-hmm.
You got to treat. I mean, no offense, but you got to treat your woman almost like, especially if she's taking care of the bills, you got to treat her almost like a second child, and it's vice versa because she do the same with you too.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta monitor that. You gotta make sure. You know, let me see the bills that was paid this month. You know, you ain't gotta do it every month, but you know, you just gotta. Hey, let me see what was paid. You know, let me see, babe. Like, everything good. Let me just, show me what's going on. Y'all a team, so she shouldn't be offended by you checking behind her. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be aware of what's going on. It's only right. Y'all a team. So, once you...
Yeah, I always got to double check everything, man. That's the one thing. That's just like the job. That's just like on the job. With certain things, you got to double check before you just leave to go home. Especially if you the one closing out. Sometimes you got to double check, make sure everything is definitely good because the slightest little mishap or the slightest miscalculation can mean a lot. And then here comes this is where the argument, so this is where certain negativity start. So it don't hurt for that, man.
So what happened if it's always a fight? Now you You not really all into going back and forth. You like, yo, chill. It's gonna be all right. We gonna handle this. But on the other end, it's always the yelling and the screaming. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it.
Men goes through this, but we don't. We really don't talk about this stuff because we don't want to look as less than a man. If I'm telling another man what I'm going through at home, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I got another one for you. Now we gonna get a little deeper, right? Making false allegations.
Like cheating, right?
That anything that they can do to say, I'm gonna put these charges on you.
Oh,
If you leave this house,
see,
if you leave this relationship. Because a lot of women, not a lot, but some women do that. If you say that, baby, this relationship ain't gonna work, it's not gonna work. So what I feel as though we should, you know what I'm saying, we can, if we got kids, we're gonna separate that, we're gonna handle that. But if we ain't got nothing, I'm out of here. Because there was an incident a couple weeks ago, no, I think last week, when the guy was dating a girl only for 3 months. He told her it wasn't gonna work. He came outside his job, she was stalking him, shot that brother 9 times, dead in the street. She lumped him over his car outside in Illinois, shot him, and she was in school, promising, young black woman, she was in school. He had a good job and lumped him over his car because he didn't want to be with her, but he was trying to tell his family that she's somewhat psychotic and she's stalking him, and she shot him 9 times. Stood right there with the body. 5-0 pulled up, caught her with the gun in her hand. This what goes on in the community, but we don't talk about it. You find yourself lumped over, bro.
Now you gotta evaluate the woman, man, before you even break up with her, though.
But see, Taz, we gonna go back to what you said.
You gotta evaluate. That's on both sides.
But see, Taz,
that's on both sides. You always gotta evaluate the person you're dealing with. A relationship is like a job, man. A relationship is almost like a job. You got it's like you go through the phases, applications, and all right, you get hired now. You either gonna get promoted.
First impression, you have your phone interview, or you have your in-person interview. After that, you come in for a second interview. Then after that, you come in for the first day of the job, and then you do a week of the job, then you do a month at the job. But
Tazo, what if she have a mental illness and you only dealing with her representation? So she have a mental illness and she have a schizophrenic. She got 2 personalities. You only dealing with one, but you don't know the other half because if she ain't taking her pills, her medication, you don't know this part of this woman. Just like you said, Tazo, the pussy was good. So now on her end, the dick was so good that her sex wasn't enough to hold him. He got away. He ended up dead.
See, that's a situation where I say, cool, like, you have to, I mean, hopefully she'll be honest with you in the beginning, like, listen, I am diagnosed with schizophrenic. That way you know how to handle that kind of person. Now, if she doesn't be honest with you about that situation, then you have to evaluate it from, like, before you even start dating a woman, you should start to see every aspect of her. See her when she's mad. How is she when she's sad? Like, how is she with pressure? How is she with everything, right? Before you see, you know what? Let's move in together. You know what? Let's start dating. You know what I'm saying? Because just because y'all having sex, that's why I like to have sex first, too. Like, I like to have sex within the first week of knowing a chick. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be able to say, you know what? We already had the sex part. Let me know who you are now. You know what I'm saying? Because if I get to know you first and then have sex, by the time we have sex, you might love me. And then, but by the time we have sex, it's like you are already emotionally tied to me. So you might be used to me calling you, staying over your house and all this stuff, like giving you advice, and I met your parents and all that stuff. So by the time I want to get away from you, you might be in love. No, let's fuck first. So by the time, so after we didn't already fuck, we get to know each other. And if I don't like one thing, boom, we already out the door. I'm out the door with you. You know what I'm saying? You don't love me. It just was sex in the beginning. I like to start off like that. Let's just be sex, and then by the time.
Wait, let me say something real quick though, bro. But honestly, Like I said, when it comes to any type, and this is on both ends, you got to be also wary of the energy you putting out there while you lusting for that next person. But see, a lot of it just be lust, man. Oh,
Yeah,
this person is cute. This person is this. Or it could be the simplest thing. It don't matter if it's a physical or something that's internal. If somebody sees what they like, they're gonna go after it. But my thing is, if they pursuing you or you pursuing them, you still supposed to do that, man. You're supposed to make sure you read the red flags, man, because it could be the simplest thing. You
Right.
can read a person, man. Sometimes you can read a person and be like, you know what? All right, I don't believe this person is capable of this. Even though you know you can't judge a book by its cover, if you don't get that overall bad juju or that bad like energy around that person or that around it, you leave it, you leave it as is. But when you start noticing certain things, that's when you put your 2 cents to it, man. And if you feel like that's because some people feel like that. Let me have sex with this person first and see where it's gonna go from there. And then sometimes it's vice versa. Let me get to know you before I see if I want to go far with you in the first place. Because I don't want to take this chance. Then either way, if I do it with you either way, if it's still a situation where that person, like J. Quill said, probably got a mental illness, you still fuck. So you got to be careful with that energy and this thing you're doing, man. Like
Sometimes
that's
you
the only
gotta
thing.
get the
Sometimes
police involved. If you're dealing with a chick that got a
we be
mental
so
illness
quick to,
and she's
oh, I
stalking
definitely
you,
got to get my hands on this one. Oh, damn, you know what? I'm definitely looking for this one.
hey,
Nah,
hey, hey,
sometimes you
hey,
just
Nate,
gotta fall back.
hold on, Nate.
If
hey,
you know
hey,
what
Nate,
you want,
Nate,
you go for that.
hey, Nate. Sometimes you gotta get the police involved, man.
hey,
Cause
Tazo.
guess what? They'll get the police involved on you. If a chick stalking me at work, hey, 911. Hey, man, I'm dealing with a case of a woman stalking me. She coming to my job. She followed me around town. I need somebody to come and handle this for me. I don't want to have to do nothing to this woman. I want her to get done to her. I need assistance.
See, Tazo, I'm gonna
Yeah,
shoot some game, right? I'm gonna shoot some game to you, right? Now, I always told all money ain't good money, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All money ain't good money. All pussy ain't good pussy, bro.
Right.
And what I'm trying to say is this, right? Now, when I was 25, when I was young, I was running crazy. I was running crazy. Bro. Later on in life, if I meet a woman today, now I don't have a lot of one night stands. I ain't gonna sit up here and say I didn't. But as I got older, I realized and started getting smarter that if I meet a woman right now, I don't care how bad they look. If she's so anxious to sleep with a brother, I fall back a little bit because now I'm trying to get to know you intellectually. I'm trying to get into your head, into your past. See, I can have sex with you now, and you might be a psychopath because the last 3 dudes before me could have ran you raggedy. So now I have to get to know you. So me getting to know you, saying, okay, because I'm gonna tell you 3 things you're gonna know about a dealing with a person, right? Now, mostly women sit back, they study you. So to get to know somebody, they're gonna study you, you're gonna study them. The first 3 weeks, the first week, they want to be just like you, Tazo. They want to be career driven. They want to have a strong background. They want to have good work ethic. They're gonna tell you everything you need to hear, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second week come around, you looking forward to having another conversation. Second week come around, she telling you everything she want to do, but still lining herself up with you. The third week come around, everything she said the first week and the second week don't add up no more. Because now you sitting there like, damn, where did she get this from? That's when the mental illness kick in the third week, bro. But the third week, everything she said she wanted to do, and when you start talking, what you start saying, she turned into what I used to call a TT girl. You know what a TT girl is?
What's that?
Always trying to. You ever met a girl like that? I'm trying to get this job. I'm trying to get my credit right. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get this new car. I'm trying to pay these bills. I'm trying to keep a new man. I'm tired of not having and trying to get a good man to support me. That TT girl is that same girl with that good sex. But if you let her wait, you're going to say, nah, Shorty, I can't do it, man. I'm good, yo. I'm good. Oh, what, you some type of faggot? No, ain't no fact. I just see the snowball effect from the third week to the. I saw my daughter do from the third week and my sons from the third week to the first week. The conversation start changing. Now you see the girl for what it is now. So now what you gonna do? Say I just saved myself a big ass headache. It happens a lot, but if you don't look at life or look at the red flags, if you don't give it 3 weeks, you're gonna say, damn. Because once you smash that first week as you get older, now you don't even know
they open.
What's up, Wax Dog?
Personally, me, I like to just keep it sex in the beginning because for one, it's mutual. Like when you get to know a chick and y'all like bonding and shit, she feel like she met her next husband. I can talk to this man. I can cry to this man. You know what I'm saying? I can open up to this man. Now she locked in with you spiritually. No, shorty.
No.
Let's y'all know fucking first. So by the time y'all get to know your first layer of who you are, if I don't like that, or vice versa, if you don't like the fact that I cuss a lot, or you don't like the fact that I'm always in the gym, or the fact that I'm always with my son or whatever, boom, you can just jet, and it was just sex. It was mutual. It was just sex, right? Now, like you say, 3 weeks go by, you find out, damn, this girl crazy. Well, 3 weeks go by. If y'all been getting to know each other for 3 weeks, that's like 3 years in a relationship.
Yeah.
3 weeks a long time for a woman. She feel like she done told you about her whole lifestyle. She done told you about her mom being abusive to her, her stepfather that molested her, and now you walked away 3 weeks later with her whole life in your hand. So now she feel like, no, I ain't letting this man go. So now she feel like she gotta stick with you. Versus if you just say, you know what? If she said to her, so you know what? It was just sex between me and him. Fuck him. I don't like the way he was acting. Fuck him. You see what I'm saying? So that's why my way of doing things is the way when I first meet a chick, let's get it in. You feel me? I don't want to get to know you. I want to feel me. Let's lay it all down. And then if the sex is good,
but there's
then we can move on to get to know each other. Okay, now what's next?
Okay, Chazo. So say if the sex was good, right? And she working you mentally. Now come that third month, you going to work. She sitting outside your front step with slippers on, bro.
What you mean?
Nah, I get where I see where you going with this, Quill. And it's the truth, man. Sometimes you have to really check people's backgrounds because
you do. You have to do a background check, bro.
Because at the end of the day, that's just like even if you don't touch it, that's just like even if you don't bust it. But now she just like because some people end up being like that too. If they like the fact that you ain't trying to be the aggressor sometimes, like as far as the sex and shit is concerned, that's an extra turn on sometimes. So now you gotta be airy of the people that you talk to, period, man. You gotta be airy in your surroundings, man, because you could be talking to everybody and everybody can have a different agenda, man. At the end
That's
of the
why
day,
it's
man.
really good to personally me, bro. I like to date women I already know. That's why I like to know you. Like I've either worked with you, I grew up with you, went to school with you. I know somebody that know you. You know what I'm saying? When you meet strangers, you don't know nothing about that person. You know what I'm saying?
Because that person could be everything 1 minute and then could be the devil the next minute. And and that's why I said you got to be careful of the energy you put out there when you dealing with people, because just the simplest thing, even when you throw something in their head, if they impressionable, it's definitely over with. Like, oh word, but you said this, that. The simplest thing, they trying to snag you already. But you said you was gonna. No, I didn't say that. You wanted to hear that, but I'm going to tell you again, this is what I said and this is what I meant. That's why I've never really had that issue of that. Almost every relationship I have been in, at the end of the day, if it wasn't working, it wasn't working. I'm not going to sit there and try to fix something that can't be fixed, man.
All right, Taz, I got one for you, right?
Fuck.
And I'm feeding off DC 33rd, right? Now, Tazo.
Yeah.
Now, say if you meet a really good woman, right?
Yeah.
And you know that if you had sex with her, your opinion might change. But
That's true too.
she had great conversation for you.
Mm.
Which one would you have first? You want to have the sex or the great conversation? Because the great conversation can leave you one way, and the sex can go another way.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Quill, I'd rather have both.
Okay.
Well, I come from a family full of horn dogs, man. Like the sex gotta be there, Quill. You know, let's keep it a buck, man.
Nah, man.
Talk. No, but on the real talk, man. Don't get me wrong, Quill. I'm up here acting an ass, bro. But on the real
No, man. I like your input, man.
Don't get me wrong, Quill, but I do listen. I can talk with a woman until we fucking fall asleep, man.
Yeah.
I need good conversation, Quill. I need that conversation. Let's talk about,
and that's the main thing.
Let's talk about your past relationship or your history coming up as a woman. Like what you've been through, your job. You know how you how you doing as far as your job goes or whatever. Like I like to talk too, Quill. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't all about because after you bust your, you know what I'm saying? You like, yo, what can we talk about? You know what I'm saying?
All right,
but see, sometimes you always gotta have that conversation. See, I don't get me wrong, because I was a young wild boy too myself. But then, I started realizing to a degree too. You know, do you really just want this aspect of everything, or do you want the actual? Because you need communication, and that's the main thing that keeps a relationship afloat and keeps that shit strong, man. Even when it gets into marriage, man. Y'all gotta have communication on all levels, man. So even if it's a red flag, you feel it somewhere in there, y'all still gotta talk about that and address that, man. Because at the end of the day, that one little thing y'all didn't address could be your downfall. Or and you don't want that, especially if y'all now that's just like you find somebody that y'all both on the same level, but it's just she got a little red flag, you got a little red flag. Y'all both have to put that out there before y'all go any further. Don't matter what level. It don't matter what level you dealing with somebody on. Rather,
Nate, let's be honest, Nate. You know, in the beginning, man, everybody put their best foot forward.
Yeah,
it took me goddamn 4 years before I found out about my ex and her negative flaws and stuff. So it was like, even with the John, the John that I'm dealing with now, it's like it took me goddamn like a year before I started to realize what she was really about and what the things that I ain't like about her. And vice versa, it took her about a year before she realized shit about me. Not a year, maybe like 6 months, because man, we tend to show our flaws first, but
yeah.
So it really, you really don't really get to know somebody. You gotta give yourself time, bro. It takes time to get to know somebody. You like 3 weeks, a month.
See, that's the thing. When you
3 weeks is not a lot of time, but 3 weeks. After the 3rd week, you can't see some red flags. You can't see.
Yeah.
Because you can't be closed-minded. Because after you keep banging like rabbits, right?
Yeah.
The 3rd week come, man, you're gonna see some flags, man. But see what it is, though, man. A lot of men that never really had that. Say it was great sex involved. A lot of men never really had that. So basically, after the 3rd week, you can't tell them shit about this woman. She can do no wrong.
Right.
She can do no wrong. She can crash your car up and you be like, yo, we can put you in another one.
Right.
Bust your windows like the tires out there arguing, not even getting along with your parents. That's what I want to touch on too. I don't mean to shift on this, but how do you feel about bringing a girl home that don't want to meet your parents, but she always got something to say when y'all together?
Say it again.
Say like you dealing with a girl, right? And after a few months, she found every excuse to not meet your parents.
You know why?
Oh, that's a red flag. That's automatic red flag.
She don't want to be with you.
But see, a lot of men, not really, because it falls under the control factor. Because a lot of men tend to, like, I always tell my kids, if you in a relationship, do not tear down your parents because you got
Yeah.
people in relationships will study you and they'll use that against you.
Yep.
So now, as you tearing your parents down, that female or that male will say, you know what? How's your relationship with your brothers? I don't even deal with my brothers like that. How your relationship with your father? Oh, that nigga been in prison. He a dope fiend. He alcoholic. He smoke weed all the time. So now he or she becomes that solid role model in your life. Is going to navigate everything you do now. So now, when I call Tazo, what you doing, Tazo? Your girl answer the phone. Yo, Tazo there? Why you keep calling the damn house? Real? All right, I'll holler at him later. I text you, she texts me back.
Mm-hmm.
But then you continue on letting it go. Years later, you get tired of it, but you done locked in already, man. How you handle that, bro?
I mean, to be honest with you, man, a lot of women, you know, they are control freaks, but they didn't know how to hide it good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really want you dealing with no women. Even if it come to your mom, I'd be on the phone with my mom's, and my ex would be listening
Brother,
to the
love
phone call
21 years later, I'm still here.
because they feel like they don't want another woman's. They don't want you have another woman's opinion weigh heavy on you. They want to be the only woman in your life. You see what I'm saying? Like you said, they don't want you. They don't really want your moms around. They don't really want you to go see your moms because it's another woman. It's sad, man. It's sad. It's really sad, man, because men go through a lot in relationships, but we don't never talk about it. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, because you know what it is. Some people, because some people feel like I shouldn't have to really express myself. And if I gotta express myself, it should be amongst the people that I really like, I rock with, or the people that I know would understand whatever. But sometimes,
1609, salute, bro.
So if you coming at somebody, and then you like, yo, listen, this is what's going on. Depending on who you talking to, that person might listen, and that person might actually give you some good, helpful advice. And then you got others that just let me just tell them whatever they want to hear so they can leave. So, like I said, when it comes to certain things, even of that nature, when it comes to dealing with anybody, you got to make sure the person you with is comfortable and cool around your friends and family. If it's neither or, then that's a red flag right there. Because if you can't even be around my friends, I already know you ain't gonna want to be around my parents, or you ain't gonna want to, And it could be nothing wrong. You just, I don't want to. Why I gotta meet your parents? Well, they know I'm dating you, and if anything, and then a lot of times you need that because in the event.
All right, I got one for you, right? Threaten you to keep your kids from you if you leave. You hear what I said?
Say it again.
Threatening to keep the kids from you if you leave.
I ain't dealt with that one before. I've dealt with a woman try to be spiteful, and try to play custody games with me, but she knew she couldn't keep my kid from me. That was just like that was out the window. Like I go to jail behind that. That's something I go to jail and die behind. You try to keep my kid from me, I'll go to jail for that. That's something worthy going to jail for. That's real talk.
Yeah, my fault. I don't know what happened.
I'm not playing about my son.
So, hey, Nate.
Yeah, my fault, fellas. Right, I don't know what happened.
Threatening to keep your kids from you if you want to leave to prevent you from leaving. You heard, Nate?
Preventing you from leaving?
Yes. Threatening to keep your kids from you to prevent you from leaving. Using your kids against you.
Oh, nah, that's the one thing I don't like. See, that's one thing I won't like. You should.
He keep getting kicked out.
Yeah, and he left. I'm gonna put it like this, right? The saying, cheaper to keep her.
Yeah,
You believe that shit?
she used to always tell me that. my ex
Yeah, I
used to
don't know
always
what
tell
the
me that
hell
it's cheaper
going
to
on.
keep.
My fault.
She's like, because listen, if me and you break up, you're gonna be paying child support. You're gonna be paying for daycare, and
Direct,
you know, and
see,
I
that
just like,
falls under
damn, I
threat.
don't want to pay that
Yeah,
shit.
but
See, that falls under threaten you, going to threaten you so you don't have to leave, bro.
Uh huh.
Keep it cheaper.
yeah,
And it
but
worked
see,
for a while.
I never did like that. I never did like shit like that. Like you should never, and that's on both ends. Again, should never use your kids as pawns, man. Like that. That's how I feel to me, man. Like the kids have nothing to do with nothing. Man. At the end of the day, if y'all can't rectify y'all situation amongst y'all, then y'all gotta have to co-parent with these kids. Y'all gonna have to co-parent the kids, man. And if you can't do that, then then that means that now that's a eye opener. Like, damn, I should not even never went that far with you. Then, if that was the case.
Right,
Cause see,
right.
cause
Because
see,
I
people
think I
say
know
this.
what it is with some of us dudes too. I think I know what it is with us to a degree, Quill. Like it's the same thing I was saying. Like we want somebody, we like Tazo, you want the conversation. Yeah, everybody wants the good convo and good everything. That's the whole purpose, man. But when there's certain things that's out of whack way in the beginning, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be a deciding factor in anything. So
Now,
it's like if that's the case, if I know for a fact this is the person that I want to be with overall, then I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make it. But yet it's still you gotta be in the middle somewhere. You gotta have a common ground when it comes to anything.
but see,
So
the whole assumption, cheaper to keeper. I think that's bullshit, man. See, a lot of people say that, and it
yeah,
flows a lot around in marriages. It flows a lot around if they throw it around, if you with a woman over 5 years, you're living together. Now, my thought on that is cheaper to keep. I'd rather have a peace of mind. So if I have to leave and it don't work, and if I wasn't ever married, but I was married, if I had to pay spousal support, whatever, I pay that. If I had to pay child support, I pay that because I'm not going to be with you because it's cheaper to keep you, but I'm not going to be with you miserable neither. I'm not going to be with you
yeah,
stressed out. I can't do that, bro. Just stick around for you because it's cheaper, because I don't have to worry about you tearing my life down financially to have me living and looking like some old idiot. I'd rather have a
yeah,
peace of mind than stick around this, because now the relationship become toxic. Now you arguing around the kids, you fighting around the kids, you saying disrespectful shit to each other. Then
yeah,
that comes the love, the hate, that comes the battle of a territory. And at the end of the day, don't nobody wins, because if you stay to keep her, then she feel as though she done won. So now the control factor come in. So now you walking around here, man, with your head down, bro. Your head down, your back over. Because now what you doing now? Now you're going to let her get away with everything because you choose to say, I'm going to stay here because it's cheaper. Because if I got to leave, I got to get my own place. I got to start paying bills. You're going to do that shit anyway.
But see, that's the thing too, Quill. That's a definite point. But then it goes back to you overall as a person. If you know for a fact this is what you're doing as an adult, this is what you're looking for. Okay, just in the event things don't go right, I should already have my own apartment and my own setup just in case if things don't go right. See, that's where some men go wrong. And that's the
Yeah,
same thing with some women. They go wrong with that. Like, let me just live with no. Sometimes it's best to have your own, or at least have somewhere where you can be comfortable. So this way in the event, if anything happens, okay, I know where I can go and I'm good. I ain't gotta worry about it. And then sometimes too, like the financial thing is a burden too, because my thing is if the person is overall a good parent, like there should be no child support being involved at all. Like I feel like this, if I'm coming to terms and agreements with you on certain things, even if we don't never repair our relationship the way it was at, it's about these kids. It ain't about me and you no more. It's about these damn kids. And if you can't understand that, then that's when I have to take the proper protocol. Like, okay, now we got to go court-wise with it. But who wants to go through all of that?
but
So it's
see,
like,
you say, but they say, you say it's about the kids, right?
Mm.
But some women will put their kids, they'll put the man in front of their kids.
Oh, I know. I've seen it.
They'll put their hands in
It's
front of the
vice
kids.
versa too. You guys, so it's sad, and that's why I said stop using the kids as pawns at the end of the day. Like you can't keep doing that.
Nah, but some women don't even use the kids as pawns. They put the man in front of the kids. They don't even use
Oh
the
yeah, that's
kids.
definitely a red flag.
Yeah.
That's a ultimate red flag. But you got people out there that are like that. They'll put they'll put their significant other over kids, even when it comes to situations like when it comes to. And this is another reason why some people don't like to come out and say much of anything, because you got, depending on the upbringing and depending on the situation that they've been in, you know, there starts the toxicity, if you want to be technical, man. Like,
let me tell you something, right? The upbringing part. Now, a friend of
yeah,
mine, real good friend of mine, I ain't gonna say his name. I don't know if you watching it up. I ain't gonna say his name, right? You grow up in a household, they see the mother dominates the father, right?
yeah,
That's all you knew growing up. So now, as a man, when you become an adult, you get with a woman. Now you know the woman toxic, but because she's like that, and the way you was raised, some men choose to deal with that because that's what they seen their mama do. So they'll let a woman cheat, be disrespectful, in and out of jobs, hanging out all type of different nights, always find an excuse to get out the door, right? Then at the end of the day, you go, wow, yo, where your people at? Oh, she back here. How you feel about that? I was raised, so I gotta keep her here for the kids. But at the end of the day, you one foot in and one foot out the grave because you don't know what to do now. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because if you was raised like that, you allow this shit to happen. But see,
Yeah, but see that. Yeah, but see, that's the thing too. Sometimes you have to make your own decisions in life too. Like even when you coming up, even if your upbringing is somewhat, is not the best of all backgrounds, you have to eventually make the common decisions that you need to make for not just yourself but for your future. So, certain things, if you already see a red flag there, it makes no sense to even keep going, man. But this is why I said it's always a lust factor. Like, see, we tend to just, like I said, we want to, I definitely got to get up with this one. Oh, I definitely got to, okay. But when the long term comes,
I had an ongoing beef with my child's stepfather, all because the baby mother using it against him.
it's like this is my thing. If you know for a fact, that's just like if you know for a fact you going with somebody and you know that person had a bad rep already or has a bad rep. Is for the person, like the person don't know your background, yeah, they at a disadvantage. But if they knew your background, and even if you did say, that's just like you saying you had a change for the better, you still have that rep out there already. So it's like almost everybody else that comes towards you, whether they know you or not, yo, what's up, man? Like they gonna try to see how easy it is, and it's the same way. Like it's just you got to be careful with the overall background of a person, because that one little mishap or that one little missed info could be the difference between life and death sometimes. And it's crazy because just like you said, it must have been that good that she came and shot that, and shot him like that. But it's crazy because it's like some people have to understand you have a brain, use it. Some people have to comprehend that if things don't work out, you got to just pick up and move on regardless.
But
It's a
see
part
what
of life,
it is.
man.
But see what it is. Some people let lust, money, and material things it blinds them. They let that blinds them, get in front of them, so they don't see that. They see what the person have. But you might
Yeah.
get all good in that person, But if she looking at you like because of what you have and the last relationships didn't go right, you might be the one that's sitting behind the bullet and not even know. Because you ain't looking at the red flags to the end.
Yeah.
But we sit a lot of back here because we supposed to be the strong. I don't give a I don't give a damn about the alpha male. I don't give a damn about a beta male. At the end of the day, you're a man.
Yeah, you're supposed to hold your nuts at the end of the day when it comes to anything. Because if you don't stand your ground on anything, if you don't stand for something, you gonna fall for everything.
Yes. See, I understand you can't help who you love, right? People use that too. You can't help who you love. But you damn sure could get out of a situation when you start seeing flags. But you can see this, you can see the flags. But like I said, it's the thing that a person had that you never had. That's like some men, right? They meet a certain female. They're not doing the background check. They're not really listening to her. So basically what all they see is, though, I got this good woman. She buying me things. She give me everything I want, red flags, right? She telling me everything I need to hear as a man. Because at the end of the day, that's all that is to draw you in and lock you in. Once you locked in, man, there's no way to get away from her.
Yeah. But that's all both ends too, because you got some guys that just lost their damn money, they got a shot of something good, and then, oh man, like you ain't going nowhere. And I've seen situations like that. It's really sad at the end of the day, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Or either end is sad because I've always felt like this. You know, when you in the dating scene, or even if you just trying to go for the whole gusto, you gotta make sure that the person that you're in contact with is, like I said, on the same page with you on all levels and all aspects, because you might be into something that person might not be into it, and vice versa. So if it's like, that's just like, okay, a smoker getting with a drinker. Even if they could tolerate each other's flaws, all right, I don't smoke, but I'll drink. And vice versa, I don't drink, but I'll
daddy because he's
if y'all can tolerate it, you do what you do, but it's a common ground. You're like, I'm not going to do this, and you're not going to do this. That's about it.
Hey Nate, you see that comment right there? Now, see, Rotherman King got a point. I done had this happen to me, right? You get into an argument, you're dealing with a girl, you're dealing with a female with kids. See, I never been the one, I never been the one to say, see, a man is different. We meet a woman, she can have 2 kids, 3 kids, 4. And we don't mind, because I don't mind because I'm from a big family. Never had a problem with a woman with kids. But a woman, sometimes they will say that, like what he said. You get into an argument, they'll throw their baby daddy in your face and say, I should have stayed with him, good man. At the end of the day, why the hell are you with me then?
Exactly.
I had a girl tell me that. Baby father was a straight bum, right? But she used to tell me that shit. I should have stayed with my baby daddy because he was a good man. But then why is I'm here? So see, they say that to manipulate so to get you in some shit. Now you beefing with the baby father. He don't even know she even saying that.
Yeah.
So now that's the truth. You sitting in jail, she dealing with somebody else.
Yeah, the manipulation. And that's the sad part though, because it'd be like that, because like I said, it's always the whisper and the words of the tongues that, and a lot of times they are the cause. It's not to bash the women or nothing, but some of these women be the cause of a lot of, heartaches and heartbreaks too. But then you want to cry about, oh, it's hard for me to, well, it's obvious you don't, you got to check what you want in life. Everybody has their preference on who they want to be with or what kind of person they want to be with. And it's actually some of these women, they just, oh, I prefer, I want I want this. Okay. And then when that person shows their true colors, and then now it's, oh, I should not even, now you done got toxic. Now because you done got used to a certain thing. That's like That's like, it's rare you hear about dudes being like on a submissive side, but that's just like a dude saying, I'm leaving you. And then the minute she give you that little girly face, or the minute she just touch you a certain way, is, oh, well, I'm back. You know what? Forget it. You know what? We'll talk about it in the morning. Yeah, it's always a lust thing, and sometimes that's what it be. Two people could be attracted just for the lust alone and don't have nothing in common. But you gotta check the red flags, man.
See, to be with somebody and y'all have shit in common but sex.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good, man. That's a recipe for disaster, bro. That ain't good, man. Cause let me tell you something, man. When you're with a girl and it's about the lust, as soon as you say, okay, this ain't gonna work, a week later you get a call, I'm pregnant. Then they play the mind games with you because they know at the end of the day, say if you don't have kids and you want a kid,
now you gotta
use that shit to bring you back in. Then eventually you find out she wasn't never pregnant.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Now you just play now see, that's sad because at the end of the day, if you got to lie about certain situations, then that's definitely a red flag that everybody should be aware of, man. That's like me lying and saying something happened to my grandmother. Can y'all donate to me? Oh, could y'all, help me out with whatever. Knowing damn well my grandmother sitting back, kicking it, chilling. Like, there's no need for no manipulation or no lies. If you feel some type of way about a certain situation, if y'all can't sit down at the table and talk about it, and like literally look face to face and talk about it, then that's already an automatic red flag. Now I just got to figure out where I'm going from here, and then that's about it. And then you figure out your situation, but then you got the crazy cuckoos that you got to be wary of. But if you're not doing that,
do you know that the domestic violence rate, men and women, because of this COVID, is damn near even? Because a lot of men that had jobs that kept them away from shit at home, they home now. They home now. The kids are being home. Now that's another whole subtopic right there. The kids being neglected because they home now, and because the attitudes are there that they never seen before. So now you home now. You got to switch jobs. You went from making $100 grand a year to making 40 because of the COVID. Now you working at Amazon, or you doing a job that you thought you would never do, but you got to pay the bills. Now you got your woman. Like I said, this video, don't get me wrong. This panel ain't for us to be bashing women. That's not what we doing. We just speaking.
Nah, we definitely not, man. I could sit there and tell you that myself because I'm not gonna hold you. I was raised in a house with nothing but females to a degree, but like I said, still I taught myself certain things, and that's one thing. We don't bash women.
Yeah,
we give an insight on everything, man. Like,
yeah, you have to, because think about it. Now the man is home now, so now you dealing with this anxiety from women. So now, whatever they was doing on the side, whatever you was doing on the side, a lot of men, like married men or some men, you live with a woman, you're not having the whole sexual contact you was having before. Now you home now. Now the frustration, it could be sexual frustration that you're there, frustration that the kids are home. So now the level of domestic violence is higher now than it was before. People can't seem to
that's
deal
a definite. Yeah, because it is like we was just saying, like I was just saying on Melee's live earlier. It's the truth. I said a lot of people are just being how this COVID thing done messed half of these people's lives up to a degree, and some people actually been quarantined since before the new year. So now it's like now they ready to snap. You need a balance in life. That's the one thing when you try to just shut everything down and just make it one thing. You're defeating the purpose. Now you're getting everybody wild up, getting everybody, they ready to snap now because it's like, well, damn, when is this going to be over so we can get back to normal life? Because this is not normal, so it's a lot going on. And that's not the first time I heard that, though, Quill. Like, when this COVID really first started hitting hard, that was the first thing he was reporting on, that domestic violence had went up
Yeah.
because everybody is home up under each other. They just like you can't go nowhere, you can't really do much. And what you can do, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to, it's starting to get annoying now for these people. They want normalcy again, man. So
Because
that's
the
it,
thing
man.
is too, some adults are like 5-year-old kids, right? You can tell a 5-year-old kid to sit down all damn day, and they ain't gonna sit down. You got some adults is in that mental state too, where as though you try to tell them to sit down. Like it's kind of like dealing with a person, man or female, and you be like, well, we gotta stay home. They got the COVID up right now, things are crazy, and they tend to tell you, man or female, like, oh no, fuck that. I want to go outside. I want to go to the store. I want to go to the mall. I want to do this. And you be telling them, nah, we can't do all of that. We going to maintain what we got here. So if one go out, let the other person know. But see, that brings
Yeah,
conflict now because now the other person said, what, you trying to keep tabs on me? I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm a grown-ass man. So now that's where the fight begins. And the kids got
yeah,
to sit down and hear that.
yeah. That's the sad thing because it's like this thing messed up a lot. It messed up a lot. So like I was saying, you have to have a balance in life, man, and that's on all aspects of life. You always got to have a balance. So so for everybody else's balance is I get up, go to work. I'm doing what I gotta do, putting bread on the table. If I gotta do whatever with the kids, et cetera, et cetera. If we a team and we doing it together, we doing it together. But it's just it's hard to sometimes because it's like you used to that certain balance and okay, kids is gone. Like prime example, if y'all both had the morning off, okay, the kids is gone. Let's figure out what we gonna do for the day. Or let's figure out what we gonna do besides the normal things we always do, which is all right, we cooking, making sure everything is everything at home. What we gonna do? We got time. Like
Yeah. See, Martin McKing, man, I'm going to do something similar, right?
yeah.
And what I say that is that my kid mother took me to court for child support. Took me off child support 8 days later. She went back on and put me on child support 8 days later. And in the state of Pennsylvania, they would have denied that. They would have denied it. But New Jersey let her get away with the shit, right? So now we get into a situation. I blocked her for a whole year, but I still was seeing my son. I just didn't want to talk to her. Now, oh, what you think? We should get back together. Haven't been with you in years. So when I said no, and I'm still paying child support, oh, you always gonna be a deadbeat motherfucking dad. How the fuck is I'm a deadbeat paying child support and I see my son? Now, if I was in a different state of mind, I would have flipped out, but I can't do that because I gotta live for my son. I can't live for a damaged woman. And I know she damaged and she knows she damaged. But in her mind, and what a lot of women do, they put God in the beginning and at the end of every conversation. Women love to do that shit. And no
Yeah,
damn
but
well you the goddamn devil. But they use God as an excuse to try to get you in. Men go through that, man.
yeah, man, that's the sad part. This is what I was saying one day to one of my friends because he was going through it. And I'm like, at the end of the day, it goes back to what you was doing when you first met this person. If you knew off the back that she just certain things wasn't fitting right and certain things wasn't hitting right at first,
God, this is also
that should have been a red flag right there. You shouldn't have continued to let it go further than it need to go further. And then it's sad because like with some of these women I said is sad because you can have a whole good man and because y'all not on the same page or because y'all kind of broken and damaged at that time frame. Oh, I'm gonna take him for everything he got. Or I'm gonna make his life a living hell. You can't do that, man. Like, can't do that because at the end of the day, it's like, look, sometimes it does just happen like that. Some people are just not. They'll be compatible for a while, but if things go south on either end, you know, what could you possibly do? Like if it can't be fixed, you might as well just toss it away. But then it's still, when you do have kids involved, like I said, it's not always just about y'all, it's about these kids now, because y'all have to figure a way to
coexist and co-parent for the kids.
yeah. Yeah, because and then the kids read a lot of that too. Even and see, that's the thing. Even, some kids would accept it to a degree if their mother and father wasn't, you know, on the same page, or they wasn't, you know, able to get back the way they wanted to. But when you're doing certain things, like you're saying, when you arguing and you're disrespecting each other, and you just, it's overall a whole bunch of crap going on, now it just becomes, you know, it defeats the purpose. And now these kids are seeing something that they shouldn't have to see.
Exactly.
Because they look up to both of you at the end of the day. And then you got the kids, because some kids will take that and they're impressionable. Oh, okay. So if this is what this one was doing, it's all right for me. That's just like if y'all seen your father beating on your mother. Some of y'all dudes to grow up with that mentality, like, in order for me to love my woman, I gotta beat my woman. And vice versa. You know, oh, in order for me to keep my man, I gotta do this, just that, and third, just to no. You should have your own common sense to know at a certain age, especially when you are getting up that age, certain things just ain't right, and it's not gonna get you anywhere, but even more unhappiness. So,
well, there got to be some solutions put in place where, you know, people can come together and try to fix certain situations, man, because like Denise said, you know, society is racing the man road. Okay, cool. I understand that. But at the end of the day, Denise, a lot of men have their own mind. A lot of men put themselves in situations where they is taking out the household from the kids. You know, like the whole concept of cheaper to keep them. Nah, it's always good to say, now, if the relationship is not going to work, I say, my thing is, if it's not going to work, if you're married, counseling. Sometimes that don't work because the female not want to go, he might not want to go. But if the man asks her to go, she might not want to go. If y'all do go, then that's when the secrets come out. When the secrets come out, you don't want to put that on the table, because now he gonna look at you like you crazy, or he gonna say, well, damn, I wish you just told me this. But if you don't know, you can't really put that on society taking the erasing the man from the road. Can't do that. Understand what you're saying, though.
yeah, it's a little bit, but it's a little bit of everything that contributes to that. But see, this is my thing too. You know, sometimes it's certain women that drive, even when it comes to a strong man, certain men of morals and statures, we know what we want. So if it's not fitting our demographic, you can't get mad when they say, I don't want this, or, you know, this ain't for me. You know, some people can't take, and you know what it is too, Quill? Some people can't take rejection, even when it comes to situations like that. But I thought we had something. Yeah, but, you know, it's not the same. Like, that's just like if everything was going cool, but then, you know, between either outside interference, you know, the little chitter, you know, the chatter bugs in your ear or whatever, you know, sometimes, like I said, outside influence could hurt a relationship too. So now you definitely upset. Like,
but
like if it ever gets to,
like you said, rejection, brother. A lot of people can't handle rejection. A lot of people can't handle that, man. That can cause a lot of problems in the household. And the kids just might see that. Rejection is a big problem in the community, man. I don't care what community you in. It's a major problem, man. And a lot of people seem to deflect from that. They don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But when you talk about it, you looked at as being weak and crazy as a man. Since as a man, we supposed to deal with everything. We ain't
exactly,
supposed
because how can we teach you? Yeah, because how are we supposed to? But see, that's the thing too, and you hit that right on the point. How can we basically not talk about certain things as men when these are things that that's plaguing or just happening in the community, man? Like it's certain things that you're gonna have to speak on regardless, man. Like even if you feel some type of way about it, still you got to speak your mind, man. Like you can't just sit here and like how the old saying, closed mouth don't get fed. So you can't sit here and feed off of any type of vibes and knowledge or anything if you ain't really gonna open up and make sure that everything is copacetic with you and that person. Shoot, you ruin some like it. I feel like this, man. If that's just even with the situation of now you want to bring kids involved. Sometimes these people be thinking kids help a situation, especially if a relationship is going towards a drain. Nah, it's not always the case, man. Like I've seen certain situations where this is why certain people are having the baby mother, baby father situations now. Because y'all figured a kid was gonna bring back, or at least you thought for a minute that you having a kid was going to be the solution to y'all problems as far as y'all stopping with arguing and whatever y'all was going through. But then now that becomes a contributing factor too sometimes. So now it's extra chaos on top of chaos, man. Really need it, man. And who really needs that, man? Like this is why I was saying too, to a degree, some of these women also like they feed off of that if it wasn't for child support, social security, and public assistance, a lot of them would have to do like how us men would have to do. Get our asses up and work. So
Now I can see that, now there's a catch-22 to that. Now you in a relationship with a female, y'all got kids, and you're a good father to your kids, right?
yeah.
And you take care of your kids. The relationship don't work. You run down, you put the man on support, right? Whatever you do. But what happened to the men that ain't shit? They don't go through it.
Yeah,
You know,
because you know what it is? Because the ones that really ain't shit, those are the ones that just up and leave. Like, like it is a catch-22 because you got some people who ain't shit, but you can tell when somebody's really not about nothing and if they not goal orientated, if they ain't really out there like boots on the ground trying to do something with their lives, you know, it's pointless. Because you got some people who they claim ain't shit, but there got to be a reason why they ain't shit, and you still dealt with them. So I always tell somebody, you got to be careful of the things you say on all levels, man. Even when it comes down to them, like we know women like to express themselves, or they try to, you know, like you said, they try to drag a man down to a degree, but they don't like it when it's the other way around. So I feel like this. You got to be careful of that energy you put out there because the same energy you doing, somebody might just, oh, okay, you want to play like that? And it shouldn't even have to get that way because it's almost like kindergarten shit or like junior high shit. Like at some point in time, we gotta, at some point in time, we gotta come to some sort of common ground, even before kids get involved. Like, look, in the event things don't go where we wanted to go, can we at least make this damn agreement that no matter what, we gonna just properly raise these kids, and that's it.
that's like right. Situation happened in North a couple years ago. This a couple years ago, man. Probably like 10 years ago. Female was married, said she had a great life, right? She was a
Yeah,
correctional officer in North. Though she thought the man she was with gave her HIV, right?
yeah,
Came home, got into an argument, shot him. Old boy jumped out the window, hit the ground, broke his leg. She ended up killing herself, right? came back, he never had AIDS.
That's
He
crazy.
got it from an inmate.
Damn.
See, there's a lot of shit that goes on that nobody don't want to talk about.
Yeah, it is true though.
There's a
But that's because everybody wants to talk about. But when you got a society to a degree that always want to just focus on all the negative to a degree, as far as we don't want to talk about that type of shit. Let's talk about something else like that. That's where we all mess up at to a degree, man. You're supposed to be aware of everything that's going on in your community. Period, man. I mean, every little detail, even with the people in your community, because like I said, everybody has a different agenda, man. And if their agenda ain't fitting yours, cancel it while you have the chance, because you don't know, you get up with the wrong person that could mean your life.
See, my thing is this, man. At the end of the day, you can't trust what you hear on the internet, because mostly people you meet on the internet ain't who they say they are in the beginning. So
Yeah.
you need to really listen. You have to listen to people now, man. You can't be thinking, you can't be thinking to smash everything from the door. You have to listen to people's conversations, man. Because if you don't listen, you're gonna fall victim to the bullshit, man. You have to listen, man.
You have to listen, and you have to hear everything in between that too, because you can listen to something, or you can hear something, but you gotta actually listen to the message, man. So
yeah, you have to. You have to listen and pick out the red flags, even though you don't want to get into a relationship where as though all you got to do is, I'm looking for flags. I'm looking for flags. But at the same time, too, try to become the person's friend. Whatever happened to that? Because if I'm going to get into a long-term relationship, I'd rather have a friend first. At least I know. At least I know what I'm getting into. It's like buying a used car. When you go buy a used car and you mechanically inclined, you know exactly what you're looking for. The same thing with relationship. Most relationships are used anyway, but you have to know exactly what you're getting into. So at least try to become that person's friend before you decide to make a decision and say, this is the woman I want to be with for the rest of my life. This is the woman I want to be with for a couple of years. You have to try to figure out, like, I'd rather try to become a friend than anything else. Because when you're young, you can run around and do all types of shit when you're younger. As you get older, you don't want that headache, man. You don't want that stress.
Yeah. And you know what it is? I'm gonna be honest with you. I learned that. I'm gonna say I learned that I learned that at 16. I was out here wilding to a degree, like I said, but once I started getting the gist of things, I'm like, I'm quite sure this is not what I really, let me step back and observe this whole situation before I put myself in anything that I can't get out of, or that I'm gonna have a hard time getting out of, man. So if it's not, a lot of times you got, like I was trying to tell Tazo, like I would tell a lot of people, sometimes you have to start off on a friendship level. You have to, or you just have to even if y'all just dating, casual dating, like you still got to get to know this person. So y'all could be going on a bunch of casual dates, like going out on night on the town and stuff like that. But in between those times that you are with that person, y'all need to really like have that talk and figure out what's what. Because other than that, you're basically wasting your time.
Yeah, you have to, man, because it's like saying getting to know a person. You might not like the way she smile. She might not like the way you laugh, or how she walk, how you walk, talk, eat. It's a lot of things that y'all might not like and might like about each other. So you have to do the homework, man, because if not, either two things are gonna happen, man. Either you're gonna be in jail or you're gonna be in the grave.
Yeah.
Because
that's the sad thing.
A lot of people you deal with hurt people. Hurt people do hurt people. That's what it is. You never know. You could get into a relationship and he or she could be hurt mentally, but you would know that because they're put on a persona like everything is gravy, man. Everything is gravy.
Yeah.
It's not, bro.
Yeah, man. See, that'd be the sad part, because You know, you have to identify everything because when it starts getting to that level of now I know you either stalking me or you doing some next shit. I don't know. I'm definitely up out the door with that, man. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I maybe had one situation where I was dealing with somebody and they was extremely jealous,
It's the biggest
even to the point where it was like,
yourself.
I'm
Don't.
like, I wasn't, I was never doing nothing wrong or nothing. Just, like how I am now, I work. So a lot of times when I'm out and about, oh, but you going to, unless that person is paying me my money, I'm not doing nothing that you think I'm doing. You
Had to
know,
be.
even when it came down, who's texting you? If that's my mother texting me, man, you better go sit over there in the corner or something like that. That's my mom's, man. Like, there ain't too many. It got to that point where it was like, all right, now you doing too much. So I did my own little investigation. I found out she was kind of doing her. She wasn't physically cheating or nothing, but she was kind of doing her. So it was like, okay, well, we know you're interested in somebody else. So that right there was already a flag because if you felt like this was the type of person you wanted to be with, you should have just said that from Jump Street instead of trying to, drag me along. But I stopped all of that from Jump Street. Like, nah, we're not doing that. Before we go any further, look, this is what it is. You can't accept that. I can't accept this. So what we gonna go from? Where we going from here? And she was like, hey, "You're not gonna try to tell me who I can and can't talk to." First of all, like I said, you're not dictating nothing. You don't pay my bill. You don't put clothes on my back. None of that. I do that. I do my own stuff. So you can't really tell me nothing. I
Yeah.
left her alone after that. I left her alone because I started to notice that. I'm like, if you're gonna get that crazy, even if my own mother is texting me, oh yeah,
Yeah.
something wrong with you. Something wrong with you, man. I'm not gonna go through that because I've been done either hurt you or had somebody hurt you for no reason, and it's not even that serious and that deep. You know, it's just some people have to be careful of that energy they put out there on all aspects, including relationships, because it can come back and bite you in the ass.
I feel the same way. Men don't believe in God. You know what? Now, see, this is the thing too. That's like you're dealing with a woman, right? And what see what it is, Heather. You have a lot of women who believe got too much spirituality, right? Everything come out their mouth is from the Bible. Now you could be a spiritual man all you want into a spiritual relationships. They don't last anyway. They never last because now y'all using the Bible to argue over finances, y'all relationship, y'all beliefs, y'all kids. Most of the time, you really don't want to hear that. You come home from a long day of work and you had a stress on the job, you really don't want to hear. If God don't want this for you, he won't put that much on your shoulder. All I want to do is sit down and close my eyes for 15 minutes. I don't see a lot of relationships that's built in the church or built around God, they never last. Because somebody gonna turn to the damn devil.
Yeah, you know what it is too, and I'm not gonna lie to you because I was kind of born and raised in church to a degree, but I always spotted this to a degree. You follow the higher power. You're not supposed to follow people. Some of these people, they get the two things confused. Like you wanna follow God, but then you wanna follow people that's gonna lead you into damnation. So it's like
Exactly.
it's a hit and miss with that.
Yeah, it's a hit and miss with that, man.
But see, my thing is on the religion aspect. If you're using it toward like you're married and you're using the religious aspect, it's not to be jammed down your throats every other day unless you know your significant other is going down the wrong type of path, or you know they're doing something out of the ordinary. You know, sometimes you got to correct them, and there's no way around that. It's the only way you can keep certain things lasting long, but can't use God in the same token, and then you still got your own little like personal agenda. It's like it don't
Exactly.
work.
Exactly. Hey, salute, Mr. Capone. I see you, man. Salute. Grace, I see you, Grace.
Yeah, because you know I had to come in because last night I ain't gonna lie, man. We definitely chopped it up and see, and then like again tonight. This now we talking on a whole new subject. So it's
Yeah,
not like this was like you said. We ain't up here berating no woman. We ain't talking about no negativity. We just like what we supposed to be doing. We are supposed to be observant and also giving critical points on everything, man.
nah, Denise. We ain't blaming religious or on the failure of a marriage. Nah, I'm not married, so that ain't what we doing. We not blaming it on that. We
No,
what we
we not.
saying is we not going. You're not going to use religion to control an individual, and that's what some
Yeah,
people seem to do. They use religion to control the marriage. And then if
yeah, but
it's kind of like YouTube, right? If you get into a beef on YouTube and you meet somebody, you tell somebody a little bit about yourself, they're gonna air you out on YouTube. The same thing with church. If you get into a situation with your marriage, that marriage, whatever y'all had, should be settled at home behind closed doors. Your marriage and your relationship should end up in church. And now you got
yeah,
everybody in church looking at you like you crazy and shit. Nah, that should be handled at home, not in church, not around a bunch of people sitting there and breaking down your relationship with your husband and your wife, and then they doing
yeah.
God on top of it, but behind closed doors, they working with the
They
devil.
doing the same thing.
The same exact thing.
But see, that's the thing when you get up with people like, see, and you know what? I've seen this not just in church. I've seen it outside the streets. Like I've seen couples who have been together, and despite them still being together, the stuff that you seen in between, you be like, how the hell did they survive this? Like, okay, this one was doing him, this she was doing her. Then at some point in time, the one dude is literally like, yo, this is my girl, but you married, this is my girl.
Yeah,
Oh man, like it's like, hey, listen, if y'all know it's gonna get to that kind of situation where everything got to be open, because I feel when it comes to relationships, certain things are not meant to be put out in the public. Period.
exactly.
But what should be put out there, like, okay, they love each other, they you know, they raising kids, etc., etc. That's all good and gravy, but everything else that should be between y'all.
Yeah, in the union of your home. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like this. Sometimes you do have to use that because that right there give y'all a good insight. Like, all right, what would God do in this situation right here? What would Jesus do in this situation if you want to say it like that? Or sometimes you don't even need all of that. Just damn, like, listen, where did we go wrong? Let's figure out let's meet that common ground, where we went wrong at, and let's work on it from there, man. And if it could be, salvaged and repaired, okay, we can go there.
Yeah,
But you can't also in that same token say, I take you. Like, that's just like if I cheated. You can't sit here and say, well, I forgive you, but then you throwing it up every so often. The man try to decide to have a disagreement on something. That right there is like a trigger too to some people. Like, yo, listen, how long you gonna keep bringing it up?
mm-hmm.
Like, I learned my lesson from it, and if you said you forgive me after everything is said and done, if you already forgave a person, that means you're willing to move forward. But if you
Exactly.
gonna say I forgive you and then you still throwing it up, then you didn't really move on. You didn't
Yeah,
fully. That's why I said when it comes to certain situations, even if y'all have to take some time apart from each other, if that's the best thing that's gonna help the situation, then you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
yeah.
It's just
Saying
like you said, as a man, you gotta put your boots on the ground regardless, no matter what it is you do. Gotta
yeah,
have your boots on the ground, grabbing your nuts and all that. Like, come on, man. It's time to go, man. We can't deal with all that. Can't deal with all that sensitivity and negativity at the same time because then that becomes a downfall for everything, man. Just gotta watch the outside influences too because it could be that one simple thing. Oh well, I see a young man walking with this one, and they didn't look too like they was just friends. But some even stuff like that. Somebody could be upset because you got something that they want.
Or being in a situation where, like you said, we don't already worked it out. We don't already went through counseling. Like, you don't already got the church involved. But
Yeah,
3 o'clock in the morning, you waking me up, bringing up the same shit again. That'll
yeah,
drive me
that's
crazy,
stupid.
man.
Yeah, that's the stupid part because if you're gonna move on from a situation, even if it was a bad situation, that's just like if hypothetical, I cheated on my lady. But then now I come to find out, like I'm feeling bad about to tell her, but then I come to find out she was the first one that did something. Two wrongs don't make it right at the end of the day.
No, it don't.
So
It
I would
don't.
have to the same way she would have to come tell me, I would have to tell her the same thing. Like, look, okay, we both did something wrong. Yeah. But how we gonna work on this?
Yeah,
How can we make this work and how can we get past this? Because some people can get past it and some people can't.
exactly. Exactly. Exactly, man.
But it's all about the it's all about the mental at the end of the day, which is the truth, man. You gotta be mentally stable and sound when you dealing on all aspects of life, including a relationship, because you want that person to be your everything. You want to make sure that y'all both have no type of secrets, flaws, nothing that y'all don't already know about each other.
Yeah. And see,
And some people try to use.
that's where the
Yeah,
friendship is involved. That's when the friendship comes in.
yeah, but see, this is the thing too. To the degree you stick with the friendship, but then again, if if you feel like it's gonna get further than friendship, then that's when y'all gotta put all your cards out there right then and there. Like,
Exactly.
yo, listen, this is what it is, man. We
Exactly.
already know what we both require from each other. If we really willing to go through then let's do it. By all means, let's do it. Don't just jump into the situation because you feel it's a lust factor, and also because it's some sort of this might be a come up for me, or this might be something that I'm definitely going to be with for the time being until I find something better. Because some people is like I'm gonna just stick with this one until I find someone better. And then when they do find someone better and find out the person they thought was better ain't better than the person they was with, now they asked out and they mad. Like I seen somebody literally dump her man because okay he was working still, but it was like it's not what she was expecting him to be doing.
You know what?
He's living modestly. He want to do what he want to do. If he want to work at not saying it was no low paying job, but it was like if this is what he's comfortable doing, you're supposed to support him the same way if you was comfortable doing certain things, you were expecting of us to be supportive. Like I could tell my woman right now, if listen, if this is what you really want to do, I do have your back, and regardless to what, I'm down for the ride. But the one thing I'm not going to do is like put myself in a compromised position where I can't fully help her when I might need to help her. Like that's just like if something goes wrong with the business or something like that. Now I gotta be here. So
You know what it is too, man? Well, a lot of people tend to hide from each other, right? Let's say like you get into a you meet a person, right? Now
yeah,
you say, okay, we've been dealing with each other for like 2 months at a time, 3 months. Now I'm ready to put my cards on the table, right? Now women always say they want the man to they want you to put everything out there, right? But feelings, emotions, everything. So you tell the female, okay, cool, this is everything about me. I done did time. I got a, 2 wives, few kids, you know, I'm done having kids. I can't even make no kids no more. Now you put everything out there, right? And she put everything out there. But sometimes people seem to leave certain things out. And if Like in a relationship, like say like if you want kids, right? And he or she don't put that out there that they can't have any more kids. Once you get deep in that relationship and they find out and they get upset, you can't find a reason to get mad with that person because you should have put yours out too. You should have put that out in the beginning.
Exactly. And I've seen situations like that too, Quill. Like, and it's sad because on both ends, you'd be like, well, damn, if you know you wasn't going to be able to have no more kids in the beginning, yeah, you should have said something because you can't get mad at a person either because I've seen that happen. Like,
Yeah, I seen it happen too, man.
like the guy was, I seen a guy one day and he snapped, but he mostly snapped because he said the right thing. Like, you know, if you was doing you, because he thought that was his miracle kid, and come to find out it wasn't even his.
Mm-hmm.
But he had already said he was like he wasn't too sure because he said it almost every woman he has been with, like they it's like I don't know if it was something with him in particular, but even still, he thought like, damn, this is my miracle kid, and then you just took that joy away from me. So now you can't get mad when the nigga just said, "Fuck it, I'm out of here." Like, what am I with you for? I'm not going to take care of somebody else's kid that I thought was like that. That's it. It puts people in a certain position. Like they always say, it take a real man to be a father. Yeah, we know that, but you got some men that listen. If this is not mine, and I've been literally, like it's a toss up because how am I supposed to be able to trust that it won't happen again?
See, I see it like this with everything going on, this whole COVID shit. I think everything should be put on the table, man. Everything. I don't care. Some people say, well, if don't ask if you don't know, if you don't know, you don't ask. So I feel as though if you got anything in your past that I need to know that's going to affect this relationship, I think I need to know that.
Yeah, tell me now.
I think I really need to know that. If it's something small, okay, cool. But if it's something that's, if I find out it's going to make you look crazy, then let me know now. Give me the option to say if I want to deal with you or not. Don't hide that.
Yeah, it's the same way because
don't hide it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right because my thing is you can't sit here. It's like you forcing somebody to. It's like you trying to force somebody to stay to a degree because you're not being 100% honest with them.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's going to get that crazy now, it's like look, just like there was another situation where this guy was with this lady. They've been married for more than 10 years. Well, they've been married more than 11 years. It was a 10-year-old kid involved. And, all this time they've been together, she could have told him, because it looked like he was hurt, Jay. Like, he looked like he literally, like, they still don't even got no word on him. Like, he literally left. And it was like, I felt bad for him because, damn, I've been with you mad long. Plus, we've been married mad long. We got a kid involved in this, and then you telling me this shit on a national television show on top of that. Nah, like, you can't do shit like that. Certain things you have to keep behind closed doors, man. You can't let the world know it because then now everybody's gonna have their 2 cents in it. And then that still affects everything, man.
Yeah. Yeah, because see what it is, people say, well, I want you to be honest. I want you to tell me. But then, like it is, sometimes it's hard to, as a man, sometimes I know, men, some men should stop, but as a man, sometimes it's hard to really put out your emotions to anybody because sometimes they choose to later on they throw it in your face. Then you be like, well, damn, yo. What I told you wasn't meant for you to throw it in my face. It was meant for you to try to help me and heal me, not to use it against me. And it happens a lot, man. It happens a lot, bro.
Yeah, see, it's at the end of the day, it's a sad thing because it's just like I was saying on before, man. If you're not going to be not going to be down for the long haul in the long run, if you're not trying to really die together and create a dynasty together, then you might as well go about your business, man. Until you able to get with that person that fits your demographic, man. Like it's always been like that, man. Like the life and dating, it comes hand in hand. We're gonna make our mistakes coming along. But if we find somebody that's truly genuine on all levels, just like how we are, then there's no need to mess it up. But just like you said, and just like how I was saying too, when you bring certain negative from those past relationships into a new one, it's hard to find that complete happiness you want until you dealt with yourself first. That's why I don't always pay to just jump into another relationship after you just had a bad one. Some
Exactly.
people need time to heal on a mental level.
Yes, and we still engaged. Right?
Some people got to heal on a spiritual level because it's like, okay, you know, at the end of the day, you're hurt.
But see, Denise, you understand what you're saying. You both need to be clear on where the relationship is heading. But sometimes, Denise, if y'all both not on the same page, and sometimes it take years. I know a relationship needs to work. Everything needs to be worked on, you know. But some people seem to hide themselves after so many years, and then when it come out, like when it come out after 5 years, then you got to question that person. Why you never tell me this?
Yeah.
And now the time, the love, all this is in factor now. Now you don't want to have to look stupid and shit. Because some people wait long to tell you everything. They don't just tell you everything from the rip, but they want you to tell everything, but they're not gonna tell you anything from the rip.
But see, this is my thing too, Jay. This is one thing I learned when I was young. You see, like I said, it's like I'm an old man in a young man's body. Well, I think like an old soul because I've always come across that, man. Like, if I know for a fact, like, okay, we might have something in common besides just the physical thing. It's my job overall. I'm not going to tell you everything off the rip unless I know for a fact you're that comfortable.
Yeah,
and then you know, because you could be around certain friends, but you don't feel comfortable saying certain things around them. So it's like you gotta you gotta take it with every pinch and grain of salt, basically, man. Like when you dealing with somebody, even if it's just we talking, okay, I need to make sure that I know what I'm getting into because if I spot it and I know it's not going to end right, or I feel like it won't end right. I get that. You gotta trust your gut sometimes too, man. You gotta trust it, man. If you know something don't sit right, don't do it.
Exactly.
That's just as simple as that. It's just like it's the equivalent of you know you don't smoke weed, but I'm gonna smoke anyway. Okay, smoke at your own risk.
It's kind of like too if you don't get high, why be with somebody that get high? If you don't smoke cigarettes, why be with somebody that smokes cigarettes? If you're not a drinker, why be with somebody that drink a lot? You know what I'm saying? If you're not,
but you got people. Yeah, go ahead.
If you're not a violent person, then why get with somebody with a violent background? I know you're supposed to give everybody a chance, but that's not you.
Yeah.
Why have to put on a front for someone that you're not?
Yeah. And see, that's the thing too, man. Some people, like I said, it goes back to the lust, and it also goes back to just that overall, that first thought process. Like, oh, I like what I see. I'm gonna try to do whatever possible to get it. You know, you got some, like I said, you got some dudes like that too. Once they, even if they didn't get a taste of it, when they do get a taste of it, it's like, my man, listen, before you go deep out the window, you know, evaluate yourself overall because you don't want to get too deep in, and then now one of y'all done hurt each other down the path, or y'all both done hurt each other, and now you just hiding it. Like, or when you do talk about it, now it's, you know, the feeling is different now. So it's like if you already know this is what you came for, and if that person is really with it, then okay, then y'all on the same page. But if you know that's not you, you don't want it, don't do it. So I can tell you, man, because that right there, like I said, it'd be the difference between life and death. There's no other clear way to say it. Because the same way we seen men snap and do things over good pussy, Excuse me for saying it like that, but it's the same way with the ladies. Man, they got some good dick. They don't know how to act. So
Yeah.
it's like you gotta be. This is why you gotta be careful of the energy you bring in when you talking to just anybody. No matter if you really know them well or not. You still just gotta. It's like a job application, man. Just like we were just saying, it's like a job, man. You
Yeah.
trying to get the job to be with me, man. Like you gotta fit all qualifications, and you gotta be able to hold it down when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Like like to a degree, you have to let the man be the man, and y'all have to play y'all part. It's not trying to be funny or trying to be chauvinist or anything, but it's just always been that way. The man has to be the man regardless. Like, we supposed to be the leaders and the teachers, so we got to. If we can't even do the simplest thing as read a red flag about the person we trying to deal with, then that becomes a problem too.
Yeah. Yeah. It becomes you all in my damn business.
Yeah. But see, I always felt like this. When you're dating or you're in a relationship, not every relationship has been perfect.
No.
So at some point in time, there's been either some sort of form of cheating or whatever. But if it's not really on the physical surface, if it's not really causing no harm, sometimes you leave it be. It
Yeah.
don't matter who's doing what. Sometimes you leave it be because some people look at it like, well, despite if he is doing something, some people look at it like as long as he's not bringing this back and he's not violating the sanctity of the home,
Yeah.
whatever floats the boat or whatever keeps the relationship alive, so be it. But it's just certain things you really can't. That's just like prime example. If you are cheating on your significant other, if it's with somebody that they know, that's the worst feeling out of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's somebody that they like you said in that other situation, homie didn't know nothing. She basically manipulated her. Now, if it's a situation like that, that's different. Because if he don't really got a gist of what's going on, he's just feeling like I'm defending my lady at the end of the day. But when it comes to situations of that nature, when it comes to you dealing with somebody that got kids and they dealing with baby fathers or baby mothers, you're gonna have to deal with that. That's the thing that comes with it. You're gonna have to deal with that. Even if they ain't together, you still gonna have to deal with that. That's a part of that package deal.
Exactly.
So it's up to you to decide if that's what you really want to do or if you want to go the opposite direction. Because I had a lady years ago where, she had 2 kids and she was like we was both digging each other to a degree, man. But the thing was, it was like the baby father issue. Like this nigga would just randomly pop up, be on some next shit. And a lot of times, man, listen, like we wasn't doing nothing but what we normally be doing on the corners. We chilling, we vibing. We having our combos. We ain't doing nothing wild, crazy, and the kids are not around you. So it should be no reason why you feel, oh, we violating you and your kids. Like I got tired of it. I told her, I said, yo, listen, you have to check them because I know that's your baby father. And at the end of the day, y'all have a bond. Y'all going to end up riding for each other regardless to a degree because of them kids. But I'm not tolerating no disrespect either because I'll have to be forced to do something I don't want to do. And that random pop up doing whatever, like, yo, my man, listen, I'm not around your kids. Never even met your kids yet. Like, your big M has not brought me around your kids yet. So what is the whole? Yeah, I can't deal with shit like that. If it's that stupid and that negative, I can't deal with it. Because I know what I'm capable of doing. I refuse to go there.
Well, we going since you want to touch on that. Well, what kills me is this. When you got dudes and females, other than saying, like you can tell when they don't let go. They'll say, "That's my baby mama," or that's my baby mother, that's my baby daddy. You're a grown ass man, and you're not with your kids' mothers. You're not with the child mother. You're not with the child father, but you still saying that's my baby daddy and that's my baby mother. When I hear that, I look at you like you still never let go.
Yeah.
So now you still feel as though because you saying my baby mother, my baby daddy, you still got attachment over there. And those are the ones that got attachment issues, because then you bring on problems for the next man or the next female that come through, because you still screaming out. When people say that, I always believe that they still smashing. Because ain't no way.
This is Jay. I'm not gonna hold you. I see where you going with it. And in certain instances, that is the truth. Some of these people still be dealing with they BMs or the BFs. But my thing is, if y'all can't mend the fences to where, if y'all can't mend the fences overall to where y'all should just stay together, then there's no need for y'all to just keep. I don't know, man. It's like if you trying to move on, if y'all both claim y'all trying to move on, but still be as far as co-parenting the kids, whatever the case is, you gotta actually move forward. But if you not moving forward, then you can't be with a new man and then you still fucking the baby father, and vice versa. You can't be with your BM and you fucking a new girl. You can't do that, because eventually they'll cross paths. Yeah, they'll become. Then go the issues again. You don't need that. A lot of people don't use they other side of the brain sometimes to really think. So it's not about, and see, where the only thing is attachment wise is because, okay, yeah, if I'm your baby father, it's just a mutual respect. We're gonna get that title because it's just a mutual respect thing. That's my child's father. Or and some people don't even say, "Baby, that's my child's father," or "That's my child's mother." So it's like, it's just the title that comes with it. It's nothing. But when it's a title, but then y'all still to a degree fucking each other. So you saying it like that. I don't know what to say, man. It's just, it defeats the purpose, because you can't fully say you moved on if you still doing things with them. If y'all broke up for a reason, there should be no reason y'all doing anything. But then again, some people, it's the lust factor, just for the fact that, damn, you know what, despite whatever, we both did have some good sex. And see, that always be the key downfall for a lot of things. Damn, we did have good sex. Damn, we did have good times together. You start reminiscing on certain shit, but my thing is, you gotta mostly look at the things that made y'all get to that point where you at now.
Yeah.
And if you can't find some way to fix it, amend it for real, if this is what you really want to do, you have to decide this is what you really want to do. Like, okay, I might try to. And some people do, they take their time. And sometimes you need that time alone. Like some people, you can do it because, okay, if this is not, I know what I really want, I do want my family back. We just need time to figure out whatever. Okay, then y'all take your time, but yet and still, you focus on the kids. And then when y'all come to that conclusion that this is what y'all really want to do, okay, then we can do this. Okay, let's get back together. Let's just make this work. And, that's it. Some people, when they get their second time around, that'd be the good time because they done had their time to grow spiritually and just grow mentally. So, okay, I know if I want to keep this person, I can't do this, or I gotta cut back on certain things. Y'all both gotta make sacrifices at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's just like if the man is the working man.
I agree
the
with you.
least the woman could do is, all right, even if you ain't working at the time frame that you with somebody, if you want to keep your man, how they always said, the way to keep a man, you gotta feed him. So, like, you gotta feed him. If you can't even do this basic thing like cook, that's what it be. That's a red flag to me to a degree. Like, I'm granted some people just have bad time cooking. It's always a mixed bag when it comes to cooking. But see, when it comes to, okay, I gotta find a way to keep this person happy. If you can't cook, find something besides sex to keep us at bay. Like, all right, if you can't cook, at least make sure if you're gonna be kicking it around, make sure at least the house is like make sure the house is at least a little clean. If you do something, not trying to be funny, like, or we put something like, okay, look, you supposed to be handling the bills, basically, like you were saying earlier, you're supposed to be handling the bills. But now we got to worry about possibly getting kicked out because you wasn't doing what you were supposed to be doing. So what was you doing with the money that I was giving you?
Yeah, see.
So it's like, Yeah, it's like you gotta find ways to keep your significant other if that's what you want, man. You gotta be good at something.
Yeah, that's like me, right? I love to cook, right? Now,
Yeah,
there's a few women that can't cook, but I teach them, and I like to cook with them.
yeah,
You know, to try to show them ropes around the kitchen, whatever, man. But it seems like a lot of people don't do that. So I'd rather try to work with you and help you than try to, say some things to knock you down or keep you down. Now, I don't want to do that. People know I was as strong as me, and vice
yeah,
versa. We shouldn't have to be going at each other's neck over small petty shit. Because you know what? Just the smallest petty thing, man, can ruin a good relationship, bro. Just a small petty thing, bro. Something small,
yeah,
the whole thing, man.
yeah. Because that's why you're supposed to take the time out every chance you do get. You're supposed to just take that time out to realize, okay, this is what I want. This is what I need. I'm comfortable with it. I'm keeping it. You gotta have a balance, man. Like I said, you gotta have a balance on everything, including that relationship, man. Y'all gotta both be able to meet each other with an understanding that look,
My friend is
I'm accepting your flaws with certain things, you accepted mine. Now once we done got past that, there should be nothing else to worry about. I shouldn't have to worry about nothing down the line, just like you shouldn't have to worry about nothing down the line.
Exactly.
And then some people get caught out there on, all right, even if you doing you, at least be safe while you doing you. See, everybody problem is you want to swap to a degree.
Yeah.
But then you want to swap unprotectedly, and then now look, 9 months later, now you got an issue.
Now you got a baby with 2 men involved.
Yeah, like now you got to explain to your significant other why this happened and how this. It's just it always. Don't get me wrong. Some people get caught up in the moment, and then there's other times some people know what the fuck they be doing.
Exactly.
And it's like if you honestly know what the fuck you doing, if you purposely going out there, you just fucking everything raw, you're gonna get that comment that you didn't want.
Yeah.
You wasn't being truthful one, and then you also wasn't keeping it 100. You wasn't being safe. Like that's the main thing. Everybody should be is safe, man. Now look, you done laid up with the wrong person, and now you got to worry about a kid and possible baby mother, baby father drama.
And I know, bro.
It's just like when certain women try to say, "Oh, all men ain't shit," or certain men ain't shit. Okay, well, apparently you had a history of dealing with shitty people, so
ain't shit niggas.
Exactly. So you can't say everybody's in the same boat. That's just like if a girl, let's say if she did like it's a situation, she might have either lost her virginity or she might have just gave it up to that one person she been trying to give it up to. Now she found out the true person. You can't assume that every man is in that same boat. Just because he might have lied to you or he might have led you astray with certain shit, not every man is on that level. No. That's just like when girls be oh, but you just want this. If that was all I wanted, you think I'd be talking to you right now? Like, I had situations where it was just like, is this really what y'all doing? Like, the dating scene with me when I was a youngin' was just like, is this what y'all really be thinking about every day?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want this then. Like, I'll stay on the battlefield until their time.
I'm about to shut it down, Nate. It's going on. Yeah, I gotta be to work, man, about 3 o'clock, man. So I appreciate you for coming up there chat with a brother, yo.
Oh yeah, you already know, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Yeah, man, I gotta get ready for work myself. So
Factual, Heather. Thanks for coming through. Denise Bird, appreciate your input. You and Heather, appreciate your input. Lazo, appreciate you coming through, man.
Salute to the whole chat too, man.
Whole chat, Rotham the King. King. Appreciate your input, brother. You know, I appreciate everybody for coming through, chopping it up with me today, man. I appreciate it, man. It's something that we need to talk about to get out there, you know?
Yeah, man, and that's anytime it's like that, man, you already know. Once I get that notification, you already know, man. Like I said, you, Maylane, and a few other ones, man. They'll follow it because it's like, you know, y'all talk about something different. They ain't always the same peanut butter and jelly BS.
Yeah. All right, brother, man. We get about it, man. Salute to everyone in the chat for coming through. You know,
Hey, man.
that cash app on the way out, Jake for ATL, and make sure y'all hit that like button. All right. Talk to y'all later. Good night.